Hello everyone, how y'all doing tonight? Obviously, when your coin dealer gets a bunch of stuff in, you have to be prepared to buy. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I go there and he had bought about 100 1 ounce silver rounds. By the time I got there, he had 10 left from whenever he bought them. So this is one of the ones he had. So he sold them real quick. The next week, he had silver bars and more rounds, of which I ended up getting this silver bar. This is the French Quarter, America the Beautiful, 4/9 fine silver, Hamilton Mint. Made it. It's kind of neat. And I also got this. And he bought even more for this weekend. Because the guy come back, I guess the same guy bought a whole bunch of silver from. I guess that guy wanted to get out. Now, mind you, from the get-go, last Saturday, 2 weeks ago, well, not this Saturday, it just passed, but the week before, they were telling me, the guy that worked there said, yeah, I sold more Saturday in sales, coins, and everything else in the store than what I have sold ever on any day I've ever been here. Well, he told me yesterday that he did even better. So while one person is selling, other people are buying. Now, I think they make a complete 50 of these too, Wonders of America. This is also the Hamilton Mint. This one says the Hamilton Mint right on it. So when you get the opportunity to buy silver like bars and rounds, and I got this one from a different guy. But when you get the opportunity to buy this stuff, you have to be prepared to buy it. You have to have some money to go out and pick some of this stuff up while he has it, because once this stuff is gone, it might be a while before he gets another big stack of this. Although a guy that was there Saturday was talking about he had some Carson City Morgans, and he's like, said something about he didn't really believe they were worth a whole lot of money. And the owner guy said, bring him in, I'll make you an offer. Once he sees them. Can't tell you a price until he knows what he's dealing with, because if they're really good ones in good shape, then they're probably going to be worth a lot more than ones that are worn out are. But anyway, I got this one a long time ago, like last year, or maybe even the fall of the year before that. It is America the Beautiful. This one's gold plated. And when I saw this other one, I instinctively figured when I saw this side that this was probably America the Beautiful one too, and it turns out it was. Now, when I went to search these online, the price people wanted for these was quite a bit higher than what I ended up paying for these either time I bought them. So that's a plus. I'm not sure this one, this series is the same way, but I like them. And they're kind of considered ingots because they're really square corners in shape. They're a little bit longer. This is pretty well a standard sized one here. Well, it's not really longer, it's just thicker, but not as wide. Though it doesn't look much thicker, but this one being in the plastic's going to be hard to weigh. Give me a second, I'll pull down my scale. got to do some measuring anyways because I got some new stuff that can't just depend on ice testing your silver. Because if you have an electroplated silver that's like copper in the middle, it can ring, or not ring, but melt fast, just like it does when it's silver. You know, 3/9 fine silver. So I'm going to go ahead and move these two and these standing liberties. By the way, this is something I got today from my own collection. And this design, the standing liberty quarter, this looks a lot like them. But what you can kind of see on this, why it was a bit of a scandalous piece. Now this doesn't have the flip the way this does. So if you hold one of these like this and you flip it, then they're both right side up. This is both sides are the same up. And it's a commemorative copy of the Standing Liberty Quarter. But when you look at Liberty here, you can see why it was a bit of a scandal. And on later ones, although you won't be able to tell on these, well, maybe you can kind of tell. They put like a chain maul top on her to make it less scandalous. These things wore out real fast anyway, so people didn't like them for that purpose. And they got away from making them real quick into making the Washington quarters, because these only were made from 16 to 1930. So it's like, and I think it just is the way it went. So they wanted to change out. Usually they have to make the design for 25 years, but they didn't make it on this one. And of course, this Liberty Bell is an A-mark. Liberty Silver, 1 troy ounce, 3/9. Fine, so I get all this stuff moved off to the side where I can set my scale right here in front of everybody. Turn it on. Yeah, get that out from underneath there or it probably won't read right. All right. Oh, it's supposed to be on not ounce, but dang it. All right, there we go. Hello, Dolly. How you doing tonight? We're going to measure a few of the things I just got to make sure they weigh out what they're supposed to. 50-gram weight, 50 grams reading on it. I don't know how well you'll be able to see. Yeah, you can see it pretty easy. All right. First thing we're going to weigh is the A-mark Liberty Bell. This thing's not super accurate. It's slightly off most of the time on these, just by a point something or another. Just the way it ends up working. That weighs what it should weigh. Let's see what this Old Faithful bar ingot weighs. It looks a little heavier, but again, that could be just dirt on it, or who knows. Let's put it on troy ounce. Let's see what it comes up. It's supposed to be 1 troy ounce. 1.033. Good. And yeah, it was going to go live. Finally started getting the coins. I purchased over 2 months ago. 1878 Carson City, Morgan into, and that's nice. Well, that's pretty well within the parameters of this scale. But what I was telling before you joined, I think, is that if you have Measure this 1.004. That's real close. And again, this odd shape might make it harder to measure it because it doesn't center on the scale. I don't think it'll stand this way. Oh, it will. It doesn't seem to make any difference in what the weight is, though. It keeps coming up 103. Let's see what the Standing Liberty commemorative round weighs. It's supposed to be 1 troy ounce. 3/9's fine. 0.0993. And that could be just the scales not real accurate because, or who knows. It's close though. I'm assuming it's okay. Let's see what this one weighs out. The Constitution. And it says 1001. So that one weighs exactly what it's supposed to. I have another Liberty Bell one. I don't think I measured this one. 1.005. Let's see what the 1 troy ounce bar in the plastic weighs. The plastic will weigh a little bit, but not that much. It's 1.032. And I could cut it out of here if I wanted to, but I'm not that worried about it. Let's see what the America the Beautiful comes out as. 1.043. This one does have some grime on it right here that's stuck to it. Whether or not that should be enough to make it off, I don't know. This has got gold plate. This is 1037. And then the Pearl Harbor one, 0.993, which is kind of odd. What was that? Oh, this one. These two weigh exactly the same. They're generic. 1.0094, 0.0093. Well, not exactly the same, but so close. All right. This one I could take out of the case and measure it. Comes up 1.172 with this case. This is a lot thicker plastic than what these silver bars have. All right. Now let's go back to this again. For those who don't know, when they first made these Standing Liberty quarters, it was a bit scandalous and people complained. And I'm showing you exactly why they complained. They changed this to where she's wearing a chain maul top under this scarfy looking thing. Because in this, she's topless. Her boob is exposed. And that caused a big uproar back in the day. And they didn't make these a real long time, 1916 to 1930. And the Type 1, which I have some, or 2. So real quick, if you're looking at ones without dates and you're wondering, if you see 3 stars, it's a Type 2. If you see like this is, with only no stars under it, between it and $quarter, that's a Type 1. Now, to have a Type 1 in this kind of shape, because this is like uncirculated basically, has some marks, but it'd be an expensive coin. But I wasn't really, let's see how this, well, put that back on. Grams. 50. It's reading right that way. Let's put this over to grains. Let's see how much of a difference it is. 482. And we'll put this one on. 476. Still showing a difference. But I'm sure they're okay. Because that's not the only way you test these. You can take them and pop them on a Sigma too, if you have one. That's 480.2. Anyway, this Liberty Bell was pretty nice. I quite like these. And I know AG Stacker likes them too. I have two of them. This one's got a couple little scratches on it compared to the other one. But these were all random 1 ounce rounds thrown in a bag and somewhere in a box. I mean, when your coin dealer buys probably, I'd say 600 ounces worth of bars and rounds in the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's got plenty of silver on offer, and a lot of people go in and buy from him all the time. So that's what happens there. Now this, I had a video live for this earlier. I was needling addicted to minis a little bit because he doesn't like or seem to like any coin that has a hole drilled in it. That's 34.8 grams needed on. Grains, I mean. 2.25. Now these start at 2.5, so it's lost a quarter of a gram. Well, it's 2.26. Somewhere in the hole being in it. How much is this one in the case? See, I have one in the case. How much is it going to weigh? I can get it out of the case, that is. There we go. Why they had this in a case, I don't know. It's obviously been circulated some. It is an S-mint, which I have to hold it this way. The S-mint's there. It's pretty small and not very legible, but it weighs 2.43, so it's lost 0.07 grams. Not much. And that could even be close to being the tolerance because this doesn't really have a lot of wear on it. Just the really high surface is worn. The rim isn't going away, nothing like that. But there's really no reason to put one in this kind of shape in this little holder. But they did. I think this is actually made for a nickel. It's not for a quarter. I have a nickel on the table. Yeah, it's probably a nickel holder. Anyway, I don't want to go too much longer. If you're going live, Dolly, I'll clear out and let you have whatever common subs we have. And hope that y'all have a really good night. And I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff up for the night. But I do recommend getting a scale, and you can get some that are probably a little more accurate than this one. You might have to pay a little more. And probably the more you pay, the more likely you'll get one that's got better tolerance ratings than this one does. This one isn't super bad, but I'd like it to have a tolerance to where it had an extra 0 on it. You like the bars? Well, I'll show you my collection. I have not been able to buy very many bars because most everywhere I go, they don't always have them. They get the rounds way more often, but there's the 4 I've got. And get in there. 2 American the Beautiful. One's a Wonders of America. And the other one's just a Morgan Dollar generic. Made by HM, which these are Hamilton mint. Someone said this is Highland mint. But yeah, my coin dealer's probably bought over nearly 100 ounces worth of 1 ounce bars in the last couple weeks, plus probably 400 or 500 1 ounce rounds. So when he does that, he has this kind of stuff until people buy it. And as I was saying earlier, the guy who works there was telling me that in terms of sales days, he had his best sales day last Saturday, and then this Saturday he actually beat it. So he's had two really, really good days. And when I went there, he told me that he probably already had $1,000 sales in coins, and it was like they opened at 11, and I was there about 11:30 or so. Kind of crazy. Anyone else want to say hello before I check out? On this is crying shame. This probably had happened 40, 50 years ago. This is a 21 piece dollar, which in this shape is probably $60, $70 coin or so. But someone drilled a hole in it and they wore it as a necklace, which was common back in the day. Yeah. Well, some guy had a whole bunch of these rounds and he wanted to get out of it and sold off a whole bunch of them and bars too. I think it's all the same guy. But this is a Silvertown one. I got this one about a year and a half ago, Winchester, Indiana. But I went to a different place. Well, if that was part of a bracelet, this I could see on a charm bracelet. This, though, on a bracelet, that'd be chunky as hell. But anyway, I got this at a different place. He's a gun store, but they have silver. They have 100-ounce bars, 10-ounce bars, 1-ounce bars, some rounds. And he used to have a lot higher price on his silver than he does now. So when I bought this, it was a little higher than what I usually pay for a 1 ounce, but it was a Silvertown, and I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy it anyway. The centerpiece. Yeah. Well, that'd been a lot to wear on a bracelet, though. Can you imagine that hanging off your wrist and every time you do something, clang, 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 knock your drink over, whatever. If you're drinking Coke, a glass, whatever. And if you got beer and you knock it over, well, that's a mess. Of course, Coke is a mess, too. All right. I just had a video go live earlier. It was a South African coin from 1893, a 2 shilling. This is a Switzerland coin, and it's 2 francs from 75. It's not silver, but I like this design. Okay, interesting. I didn't know how common that was, but I've been looking online recently. And the Aztec calendar that has the same kind of warrior on it, 1-ounce silver rounds. I'm looking at one of those, a kangaroo, 2023 Cook Islands, maybe a Britannia. And then to get the free shipping, I'd have to order a little bit more. Something else, maybe another round, maybe a bar, I don't know. But if I could find a 1-ounce bar with a Liberty Bell on it like this, easy, I'd probably get it. Because I think it'd look cool having a Liberty Bell there. I'm not even totally sure what I should do going forward, but I definitely was happy to get this. I didn't buy it yesterday, but I went back and no one bought it. So I said, he ain't going to have this much longer. It's the only one that was in the entire collection. I said, someone's going to buy it. And I said, it better be me, because I'm not going to walk away from it twice. I did not walk away from this one either. Yesterday when I saw it, I was like, I'm getting this. And I didn't walk away from buying the America the Beautiful. As soon as I saw it, I knew this was America Beautiful bar. Because all I saw was this and the shape, and then that's got to be America the Beautiful. Now, someone dinged up the edge here a little bit. But anyway, these go for more than what he had them for online. I've looked them up. I would like to have the entire collection. A Norfed. Before I realized it was really cheap. I'm not sure what you mean by Norfed. But anyway, this is a pretty cool looking design with the jazz band playing their horns. And it talks about the French Quarter, how you go back through time in New Orleans when you go there. But I quite like these. I want the whole set, but these are the only two I've ever seen. Now, he did have a Wright Brothers, one of the Wonders of America, and I took a picture of it. By the way, some places don't want you to take pictures or videos or nothing. So I asked the guy if he minded if I took a picture. I laid out 5 bars. You've probably all seen that on my community post. And I laid out 3 different rounds that I didn't buy either, and took pictures of both of them. But this was in that picture, and when he went back Saturday, he still had it. So I'm like, well, I'm not walking away from that. But for now, I've spent quite a bit in the last 2 weeks on these pieces. So I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break buying silver, unless something's just super nice and I can't walk away. Because if there's something I really want, I'm not going to walk away from it, even though I feel like I spent too much in the last couple weeks. I will go ahead and get it, and then I'll just wait for the next thing to come along that I really want. But since he had the bars and he had the rounds, he's not going to have these forever. These are going to go fast. They have already went fast. I mean, when I went back today, it was noticeably less than what he had yesterday. And I'm sure if I go there next Saturday and look, it'll probably be noticed because the bars were almost gone. He had maybe 10 bars left, and he had nearly 100 of them in total. And the rounds are going quick too, so it's like illegal tender. Oh, that's interesting. Um, well, I do know that there are poker chips that have silver, and they'll have denomination, but it won't say money. It'll just say whatever it says on them: 1, 10, 25, 100, 50, whatever they put on them. But yeah, I really like the Pearl Harbor one. This particular design, I looked up for Pearl Harbor. There's a lot of 50th anniversary Pearl Harbor ones, but I couldn't find this design online very easy. There's so many of them that were made. It does say 3/9 fine silver, 1 troy ounce. But I did find out that if you use ice test, you better measure the weight too, because I took what I believe to be a medallion, a copper, plated in silver, with me and done an ice test on it. And it melted pretty fast. It may not be quite as fast, but it's a lot faster than ice melts just sitting on the table. So if it's a plated silver, then $20 token, yeah. If it's plated silver or plated with silver and it is copper, then an ice test isn't enough to tell. Now, these are troy ounces, and the copper 1 ounce won't be troy. It'll be the regular ounce, 16 to a pound. Now, I did see a video. I don't remember which guy it was. He's talking about people talking about stacking copper. And he showed a 1 ounce bar of copper. And he said, these usually run you to maybe $3 online. He says it takes 16 of them to make a pound. And a pound of copper right now is running about $3. He said it's a silly thing to stack because it's way overpriced to buy the little pieces. And to buy the bigger pieces are too, if it's $3 a pound. I haven't really checked copper's price. I do know that a penny recently was about 2.6, if it's a copper penny, 2.6 cents worth of copper in them. and I'm filling a coffee jar. None of these are wheats. They're all Memorial copper. And my coffee jar is probably about half full, and I've got a good sized stack to throw in here. And each one of these, if I can get a hold of one, it's just a regular Memorial copper penny from 59 up until 1981. This one's a 73. So this is about 2.5 cents of copper or so, depending on what copper's going for right now. It's a silly thing in a way, because to ever make any real money on it, you'd have to have access to tons of pennies, and then be able to find someone who will actually pay you for the copper in them. Not legal to melt them, but oh yeah, the artwork can make a difference too. But the thing he showed was just a plain. It said "Cop CU" on the top, and it said 1 ounce copper. Nothing special about it. No art, nothing. Didn't even have like this silver bar has with the Morgan replica on it. It had nothing. All it said was basically 1 ounce copper, fine copper. It might have said fine. So it was just a plain copper bar. Nothing special about it. But anyway, I've went on for a little while, dolls, and are you going live? Say yes, and I'll tell anybody. There's 3 other people watching besides you to go check out Dolly's channel, and you can probably find her pretty easy, and then go check out her live stream. I believe she's said she was something about setting up to go live. Yeah. Says here, good news. Was going to go live, and you got coins. So once I drop off here, everybody go and check out Dolly's live stream. She'll have some interesting stuff. I mean, she has some better looking coins, really higher grade ones that I have some, but not quite like that. I'm sure she's got some 21 peace dollars, at least one probably, without a hole in it. I've got a couple. I made a video talking about this. It hasn't went live yet, but it'll go live here pretty soon. But I want to go ahead and let y'all know I appreciate the views. I appreciate people coming by when I do a live stream. And if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe to me if you're not already. And it should help me get more views, which I haven't been doing so well lately. I don't know. And the other people have told me the same thing. They have just not lately been getting a whole lot of views on their videos. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe people are just bored with watching silver videos for right now. Maybe it'll pick up soon. Hard telling. But yeah, this anchor ended up in the washing machine. These are bracelet charms. They weren't expensive at all. This one's got kind of like a rope on it, also an anchor, and then little Queen of Elizabeth ones, which I have 2 real small ones, this intermediate and then a bigger one. And then this one, which looks like some kind of Catholic, metal. Although I don't think any of these are any kind of precious metal or nothing. I'm pretty sure they aren't. But here's the bigger Queen Elizabeth one. Yep. Well, everybody have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and drop this off. I'll be sure to see at least some of yours, dolls, some of your live, as long as you go live soon enough, because I have to shut all this stuff down and have to do some other stuff tonight before going to work, but I'll be sure to try to drop in for at least a little bit. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.